Yeah, did 12.9 miles yesterday.
Well done.
So I did 2 runs in the morning, and then I went back in afternoon and litter picked, and then went back at 10 o'clock and walked the last lap.
Did a bit more.
Yeah.
How far did everybody do in total? Do you know?
I think about 850 miles. I think. Yeah. 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 It was a good day.
Yeah, I was up at football, so
Chris came back.
Did he?
Yeah, and Martin was stood there, and he said, "Don't say to Chris, but I don't think Middlesbrough won yesterday."
No, they didn't. They got beat in the last minute.
So I said to Chris, "What happened? You're not upset because Middlesbrough lost like?" No, I think he was more annoyed that he couldn't do the.
They didn't play very well yesterday, about that buy of the bag.
No, I think Chris was more annoyed that he couldn't do it then.
Yes, he did say something to me on the bus going up that he couldn't.
But then he did 3.
Did he?
Yeah, he stopped his ankle up and did 3.
That's not what he said he was going to do to me on the bus yesterday.
Yeah, but
you get involved with it, don't really.
Thing is, I think the problem was he came back to collect his car, and I think he saw people out running, and he was like, I want a bit of this.
Yes. Oh no, I follow that completely.
And I knew because I was looking at Strava, and I knew he was either gonna or not gonna. And Dawn had said, because she caught me and Ellen writing up on the last lap, and said, "Oh, I saw Chris," and I thought, yeah, I know. I was thinking, he's done 3 bloody laps. He's not come back down just to, like, say hello. I knew he would.
Yeah. Well, it's all taking part, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just enjoy it and doing a little bit for other people, which is absolutely fantastic.
But I think I heard that Matt's going to do another one next year, but I don't know if Amanda's going to admit. And they said that they might, instead of having it where they sort of started on the leisure centre and went out and then round, I think they're going to have it so it's within the track, if that makes sense.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
You know, like, so you're running round, you're doing sort of laps of the track, if you may. You, a bit like, like Park Run 24 that we did years back. And I said to Amanda, I said, you could make this into a bit more of a annual event, choose a different charity every year. Yeah. And
if you do that, people will get involved.
Yeah, and there was only a couple of things that, like, I said to Amanda that I would tweak on the course, and that would be like the bit where you went from the bottom field up to the top field, where junior finishes, and then the bit where you go through the trees and we go around on the long bit of path.
Yeah.
He had us going up the little short path.
All right, okay, yeah.
And then a 90-degree turn. And I said to Amanda, I said, well, you could do like you can get a mile loop just by running the cycle path, the back and the track, and then coming back via the, like the posts.
Yes. Yeah.
So even if you do like make it a mile and just say, how many miles can you do?
Yeah.
And people will be more inclined to come down and do a mile and maybe finish at 4 mile rather than.
Yeah, I think if it's easy and it's all contained within one place.
Yeah.
Then I think you'll get more people down. Not that 850 miles is still fantastic, like yesterday.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. But once you start, I think you're right. Once you start to go off,
Yeah.
and over the bridge or whatever it was yesterday, I think Finn was saying something like that.
It was over the bridge. I mean, to be fair, it was 5k. It was a nice route. But my only thing, if you, like I said to Amanda, if you want to make it an annual event, you couldn't do it on a Saturday morning, a Saturday. You'd have to do it on a Sunday when there was less traffic. And the other thing is, the other concern for us is, if you make it into a bit like the Massam 6 hour thing, or you can do 3 hours, their roads are quite quiet, but they still have marshals, and you still get the odd bit of traffic.
But surely, I mean, you'll know better than me, but once you start to go on public highways and stuff, do you have to get some authorisation from the police or whatever else? I'm asking because I don't know.
It really depends on the route.
Alright, okay.
It depends on what they say and what goes in your traffic management plan and your risk assessments in your event plan to what they say, you know.
Yeah, okay.
So you would need marshals, and it would probably, in fairness, I'm going to say this because both roads, Sam Turner's and McDonald's, are both busy junctions.
They are, yeah.
There's no way you'll do it. Not on a maybe you'd get away with it, like if it was one loop and that was it. But you'd get people that, if they were in a race, they wouldn't want to stop at a junction if there was a car, because they'll want a PB, Kev.
Yeah.
So I said to Amanda, then if you make it into an annual event, then you get a license, then you need this and this, and then you need extra marshals. Whereas if you just do it like an annual event, but like where you don't have to do much planning or anything.
Yeah, if you can do it round Parkland, for the use of a better phrase there.
Yeah.
Round those two fields, then fine. You're on a running track, aren't you? For goodness sake.
Yeah, and then you're on the council land. But there was Amanda was saying yesterday that they wouldn't let Matt sell raffle tickets, and I'm like, well, that's just bullshit. If you want to sell raffle tickets,
is it because it's deemed again? Is it deemed because it's their land? Because didn't
no.
I forgot his surname. How long?
Tony.
No, Dave Webb, when he was working for that.
No, so that was slightly different.
No, I'm not saying it isn't, but that's the example I used as to maybe why they wouldn't let him sell raffle tickets. It seems
no, you need a license to sell raffle tickets, and it costs. I think it costs about 40 quid.
Right.
So I can't remember. You need a temporary license. You can get a license for the full year to sell like raffle tickets. So if like say I had like the family fun day and I wanted to sell raffle tickets, I could sell them on the day and you can get away with, you don't need a license. But if you're selling them before the day, you need a license, because anybody could say that. I know. Yes, I know. You could come up to me and go, I've got raffle tickets. Who for?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no, I do follow that. I do.
And the same thing happened in Thirsk years ago when they were fundraising for little kid that I think he died.
Yes.
But then you got other businesses jumping on the bandwagon and trying to.
Yeah, there's always something somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah. Which was quite naughty.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because that made people think, oh, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, people will like just walk away from it instead of giving the money to the raffle that is the legitimate one, because they've been stung by other businesses just doing whatever.
Now you can have a charity bucket on the table without a charity licence. Because you're not asking for donations, people can give you a donation.
Yes.
So you can have that on that table. As soon as you started, right, I want you and you, stood where you need a bucket licence.
Yeah.
So I know all the ins and outs of this.
Yeah.
So I just was like, well, why didn't Matt just come and speak to me? You know.
Would have helped, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm not like cagey about like, it's Matt. I can't tell him, you know, all the secrets. You know.
But it's helping, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like Sarah. I said to Sarah, who's organising BDO, if you want to know anything, just ask. I said I'm quite happy to, you know, speak and tell you.
I mean, you're passing on your experience and what's wrong with that.
Yeah.
If people are funny about it, then that's more on them rather than you, because I know that you'll help anybody out that asks you.
Yeah. But yeah, no, if you could, I think if you made it a mile, then you'd get people coming down, doing a couple of miles, but it also meant that, you know, you'd get kids and that coming down as well.
Yes. And rather than going on public footpaths on roads or over bridges or, as you said, McDonald's or wherever it was, it's just safer.
Yeah.
To keep it within that confined space.
Yeah, so that
it's got to be safe.
So I think Amanda might suggest and say to Matt, let's make it an annual event, but let's like do it as a collective, like, and organise it.
Because you'd be surprised. I mean, there's a lot of other running groups out there. It doesn't just have to be Neons.
What surprised me was nobody from Mark turned up.
Well, all the bits that I saw on Facebook were all to do with Neons.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So maybe some people thought it was just a Neon thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
No, I get you. I do get you, and I think it's difficult to, you know.
But there'll be a lot of people that, you know, follow the Neons a little bit, but don't necessarily go running with them.
Yeah.
You must have a lot of people in there, like me, who follow it and don't go down anymore.
No.
But would get involved if something like that happened, if we incorporated like Parking 24, we got everybody down.
Yeah, you see, and I think when Ailey was trying to get some new run directors, she was trying to make it so it wasn't like just Neons.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like it was didn't feel like a closed group.
Yes, well, it shouldn't, for parkrun, it definitely shouldn't be a closed group.
No, but I think because there was people that were from Neons or run with Neons that were all run directors, it was really difficult to, you know.
Yeah.
And from the outside, it looked like it was just, they were just letting, if you were looking from outside, you would be like, oh, I'd love to be RD, but would you have to be a Neon to?
Well, yeah.
And that's the problem that some of these events risk.
Never mind, sometime, you know, when I retire, I might become an RD.
I think you'd be good at an RD.
I think I'd be bloody marvellous, but I'm not retired yet.
Well, I'm not retired, but
I really don't want to do it until I am.
Yeah. See, we were trying to get Mark Doubleby to come on and be RD.
And he said no.
We said once he retired, he's bloody retired as Mark.
Yes, he is now, isn't he? Yes.
He can't turn up on bloody time to parkrun anyway.
So you have to be there early.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's something I've thought about.
Yeah, I know, because I asked you
a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I said no at that point, and I was quite happy for it to be no. Now I'm thinking, I could do that, but I've got to retire, because then I don't get called out on a Saturday morning or stuff like that, which might happen. But if I'm retired, I won't.
Right, I see.
So if I know everything's clear, then fine. But I can't commit to that with the thought in the background of I've got to leave because the job will have to come before that.
Yeah.
That's all. Nothing more. Nothing
Ah,
more.
right.
So until that day comes, which is arriving sooner than I would like, well, sooner than I would hope, because we're all getting older very quickly, then yeah. But I'll need to do the other. So to become an ID, do you need to do all the other volunteer roles first, so you have an idea? Is that the idea of it?
Yes. So that's
Right, okay, that's fine then.
So that's the idea of it. So you have a what it is. You'll have an understanding of the job roles.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't like the timekeeping, like the numbers checker, like the funnel manager, finish tokens, barcode. As long as you've got an understanding, so that you can then explain that to the volunteers,
then that's fine, isn't it?
that's fine.
Yeah.
And you'll never get asked to do, that role again if you don't want to do it. Like I don't do volunteers coordinators. I've done it and I don't like doing it, and I don't like doing numbers checker either. So
yeah, I've done them too previous. I don't mind doing the volunteer thing because I think I'll just approach anybody and ask anybody.
Yeah.
And it really knacks me. I'm gonna chuck a name out because I know he hasn't done it.
I'll turn camera off.
Oh yeah, are we still on?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, don't put this down.
I'm getting wet now. It's just been light rain showers. I didn't know that was still on. Turn this off if you're going to mention this. Oh, we're on a mile. Turn this on, man. Oh, no then, Paul. I just realised who it was there.